Hello all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. So my name is Praveen Reddy. So I'm going to teach you the subject name called as computer networking. So welcome for the first lecture of the computer networking. So in this today's class we'll try to understand what is the meaning of the computer network, right? So later on we'll go in depth of the computer networking subject. So first, what is the meaning of the computer network? So in general meaning, so what do you mean by network? What is the use of network? Suppose for example, if you take something Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp, whatever it may be, it means that there are group of people connected together for the some reason or purpose, right? Now what do you mean by computer networking is that, right? So a computer network consists of two or more computer. It means that two or more computers that are connected together is called as the computer networking, right? Now the question is that what is the need of enabling the computer networking? What will be happen if you are connecting the two or more computers, right? So then how it will be connected? It means that how two or more computer can be connected, right? So the network is connected one to another by using either it may be wide medium or it may be wireless medium, it may be optical fiber, telephone lines, radio, satellites. So like that it is connected from the one computer to the another computer. Now main thing is that what is the use if you are connecting the one computer to the another computer, and what is the need of making the computer network, right? So the main aim of the computer network is to share the information, right? So what is the main intention is that to share the information among the one computer to the another computer. That is the main purpose of the implementing the computer networking. What do you mean by computer networking is connecting the two or more computers that are called as the computer networking. How it is connected? It may be wired or it may be wireless. What is the use? The main purpose is to connect the multiple computers to share the information or resources from one computer to the another computer. So the next thing is that network representation. So what do you mean by network representation here is that, so if you understand here, you will be reading some kind of devices we will be having here, right? So if you see that, we know we are familiar with what desktop computer or maybe wireless tablet, laptop, printer, something we will be might be knowing. So right, as part of our computer networking study, we might be know what do you mean by router, what do you might be hearing something firewall appliance, multi-layer switch, LAN switches, wireless router. Then one more thing we called as the network media. So what do you mean by network media is how the connection can be established from the one computer to the another computer. Nothing but what we discussed in the what do you mean by computer networking. It may be wide medium or it may be wireless medium. Later on we will see in which case we need to use the LAN media. What is the meaning of LAN media? What is the meaning of WAN media? Right? So what is the abbreviation for it? In which case we are using? Then we people know that what is the meaning of the wireless media connections. Now if you observe here, these things you need to able to identify before starting to the computer networking lecture, right? So we have three classification, the main broadly classification. One is called as the end devices, another one is called as the intermediate device, one more is called as the network media. So if you observe here, what is the use of network media means which is used to connect the one computer to the another computer or multiple computer, right? This point we can understand. Now what do you mean by end devices? Then what is the meaning of the intermediate devices, right? Suppose if you observe here, this cannot be connected further to the any network architecture. You need to be consider, or you might be consider something like this. These are the final implementation in your network architecture. Those device we called as the end devices. Suppose if you take the computers or IP phone, tablets, laptop, whatever it may be, printer, right? So as this one, so these are called as the end devices, right? Which is the last devices which are used in the computer network. It means that there will be no further connectivity to the one end devices to the some other network media, right? So second one is the intermediate devices. What is the use of intermediate devices, right? So what is the need of implementing the intermediate devices? Suppose let it be I have one PC, right? So then I'm going to able to connect the one more PC so that I can able to exchange the information from the one computer to the another computer. Suppose for example you consider something like this, I have PC 3, something PC4, then PC5, like that I will be having the 100 PCs, nothing but the personal computers. Now see that if you want to exchange the information from the one PC to these multiple PC, now what we have to do? We need to make the connection, right? So here it should support the how many ports it should have, 100 ports. In real time we don't have 100 ports, then we cannot able to spend this much of amount to connect the each and every, right? So PC to the remaining PCs. It means that, for example, now see that 100 connections we are using, it means that network media we are using 100 times. Now for example, the same thing if I want to apply from PC2 to all remaining devices, means again I need to make the 100 connections. If PC4 to all 100 devices, means again I need to take the 100 wires to connect the one device to the another device. It is complex. Then one more thing is that it will not support the multiple ports, so this is the reason you cannot able to connect the multiple end devices. Now how to overcome this problem? So here there is concept called as the intermediate device. What is the use of intermediate devices? Means we don't need to directly connect it to the one end device to the another end devices. Suppose for example, let us say I am taking some, it may be switch or it may be router or it may be whatever it may be. For example, let it be I am going to consider the switch. It means that, for example, here we have the something 100 devices, nothing but the 100 computers we have, right? So now see that each computer will be connected to the switch, right? Now how many cables we require? Only 100 cables we require, right? It means that each computer cable will be connected to the only once to the particular switch. Now what will be happen? If you want to exchange the information from here to here, it will go to the switch, then it will go to the destination. It means that earlier cases, if you want to communicate the 100 devices, we have to give the 100 times connections. But here only if you give the one time connection using this intermediate device, we can able to happily communicate from the one end device to the another end devices, right? If you still don't understand, then I'll show you the practical so that you will be understanding, right? So how intermediate device will be making our operation very useful, right? So for that, here I'm going to consider the Cisco Packet Tracer. The name of the tool is Cisco Packet Tracer. To download this, you don't need to spend any kind of the money. It is open source, right, which is provided by the Cisco. So we can download the Cisco Packet Tracer simulator to practice the real-time kind of the scenario. So you can design your own networking. So how it is going to be implemented, right? You can troubleshoot your own network. So those kind of things we can practically perform by using this Cisco Packet Tracer simulator software, right, which you can download freely. It is open source software, right? So let me open this Cisco Packet Tracer simulator so that I will show you how intermediate devices are used, how end device will be connected to the intermediate device. So this we know, right, what is the network media, how it will be connected, right? So only thing is that we are going to see that how end devices will work, how intermediate device will be work, but try to understand. So if you remember this, what is the meaning of switch? Means we should able to tell that it is the intermediate device. So what is the meaning of router? Means we should able to identify it is the intermediate devices. So all these called as the end devices. Let me open the software so that you will be understanding easily in practical approach. So this is the tool which I am using for demonstrating the practical example. So it is going to be opening, it will take some time. So now if you observe here, this is how the Cisco Packet Tracer simulator will look like. Now see that here we have the bottom part, right? Now if you understand here, observe here. So here we have the bottom part, right? So this one is the bottom part. So here we can see the intermediate devices, end devices. If you want IoT devices, these are example for the connection. We have the servers, we have the cloud, everything we will be having. So based on our requirement, we are going to select the particular item. So for example, first let me take the end devices, right? So first let me take the end devices. Now if you come to here, this corner, you will be understanding. So see that the moment if I am click on the system, what it is showing here? It is showing the end devices. The moment if I click on this one, see here it is what is a PC? It is example for the end devices, laptop servers, network servers, printers. So these are all the example for the end devices. As we said in the PPT, these are all the example for the end devices, right? Now see that the moment if I click on the network devices, which is also called as the intermediate devices, right? So these routers, then we have the switches. Under networking devices, we have the routers, we have the switches, we have the hubs, then we have the wireless devices, everything we will be having. So first let me take only end devices. Then what will be happen if you are connecting the end devices alone, then what is the need of going to the intermediate device or the network devices, we will see, right? So just for example, I'm going to consider one PC, right? So let me take one more PC. So like that I'm going to consider some network scenario. Now see that I'm going to give the connection, right? So if I'm giving the connection, see that I can able to happily connect the PC0 to PC3. Okay, fine. Next time if you observe here, just observe here, again I'm going to take the one more connection. Just I'm going to connect this PC to the again one more PC. Now why it is showing that the cable cannot be connected to that port? The reason is that here this PC will be supported only one functional port to connect with the another system. But in the previous example, if you see that, so we want to connect how many systems? 100 system means we have the 100 separate cable, which is not possible in the real-time operation. It means that you can able to communicate only one device to the another devices. So again, if you want, you just connect to this one. Then again you can make to communicate from this device to this device. So it is highly impossible, guys, right? If you understand this one. So now what I'm going to do is, instead of doing something like this, now I'm going to consider something called as the intermediate devices, right? So here if you observe here we have the network devices, right? The bottom part. Just for example, I'm going to take any one intermediate devices. Let it be switch, right? Now see that each I'm going to connect with the, right? So PC0 to the switch, then again this one to this one, as well as this PC to this one, this PC to this one. Now if you observe here, right? So every device is internally connected from one to another. Now see that this PC is connected to the all other PCs. At the same time, this PC is connected with the all other PCs. It means that communication will go via intermediate devices. The intermediates will take the decision where to pass our information, right? So three important points to be remembered, right? So in this topic, the first one is the network devices, second one is the end devices, one more is the intermediate devices.